Go UC Bearcats!
What do you think about online learning, in-person learning, or hybrid?
Okay, the differences between all three. Well, in-person was, I had in-person my freshman year, and it was a good experience, a good way to like socialize with people, and it was really inclusive, I would say. But once I got into fully online, it was just kind of dehumanizing. You know, there wasn't really much participation in class anymore, and just the whole like enthusiasm towards our degrees just completely plummeted with our teachers and our students. I mean, there was just really no excitement about learning anymore, and it was kind of disheartening. But then hybrid, you know, it got a little bit better because, you know, there was at least some interaction you could have with individuals. So that was a step towards the right direction, but I'm fully supportive of just in-person classes because it's just a better way to learn.
I like in-person the best. I don't mind hybrid because I can kind of like sleep in some days and do my work online. I'm in 2 asynchronous classes right now, so I actually have my Tuesdays and Thursdays off, which is really nice. I just have like the entire day, but I'd say I prefer hybrid. I like a little mix of both.
What do I prefer?
Yeah.
I prefer in person, especially here at college, especially as a freshman, because you'd be able to meet new people. When you're online, it's like harder to talk with people or even learn for me. I prefer in person.
Personally, I like to do classes online because I never have to leave my dorm room, and sometimes I can do in person at study tables, which is basically like a homework place where you have all the time to catch up on your schoolwork.
I personally, I like the hybrid model. I feel like it allows for more flexibility, especially like as college students. Like we have a lot going on. We're working a lot of jobs, having to do a lot of things, like internships and volunteer work and stuff like that. So I feel like the hybrid model allows for like a little bit more self-care. Like I feel like sometimes if I need to clean my house or do a little laundry and be in class, I can do that. And so I like that aspect of a hybrid model, but I like seeing people in person. This is kind of my first time being in college, like kind of during a pandemic. I graduated from undergrad in 2019, so like right before the pandemic. So I've not really had to experience like COVID at its fullest extent. So I can't really speak to all online, except for the first 2 weeks of the semester. But I really like the flexibility online, but I like being in person, seeing people, and interacting with them, having those like one-off conversations that you would normally have online. But I also like with online learning, I like the chat feature because you get to like make more like funny remarks and things like that in real time that you don't have like in a traditional classroom setting.
You don't want to interrupt people, it'd be rude, so then you have to just like, you can do it in the chat and then your professor sees it and then she'll talk about it, so that's kind of nice. But if you're doing it in class, then your professor might think you're being rude by interrupting them or by interrupting the conversation.
Why do you like hybrid the most?
Like I just said, I can have some days to kind of like get my stuff out of the way, and then I have the rest of the day I'm not waiting around on like classes to get out. But I also like doing in-person learning just so I can like be close with my professors and like actually interact with other people.
We want to tell our students what they can do if their school is still doing online, what they can do to make sure they get back into person.
I guess get the politics correct. There's really no clear-cut answer on how to be able to have in-person classes uniformly across the country, but it generally seems like the politics have to be in line of supporting everybody to be around each other, to have a community of being able to go in public and being okay with that?
Yeah, I would say abide by the mandates. Wear a mask, get vaccinated if you can, stay at home, don't be in crowds unless you have to get us back in person. But also, I think just being open to, I feel like a lot of people, especially people who have only done Zoom University, might have some anxieties about going back in person. So I think that just slowly integrating yourself back into, if you're in a setting where you're all online or all virtual, just slowly hanging out with groups of friends and people, and also just getting to know your professors, meeting with them one-on-one, I think is a super helpful tool, because you can ask questions that you wouldn't be able to ask in the classroom setting with professors. You're able to connect and make those build those relationships before you arrive to campus. Reach out, email them, set up a Zoom meeting, whatever. That would be my advice.
Yep. And professors are more than willing to help you. So if you have questions, you can email them, you can call them. And then at the end of the day, if you're on campus and you don't know where to go, just ask someone. People are friendly most of the time, hopefully, and they will help you where you need to go. So just take it one day at a time.
We want to tell students about online versus in-person learning.
Basically, online is when you do a Zoom meeting on the laptop, and if you're in person, you have to wear a mask, which I know literally sucks because it literally hurts my face. Actually, it's like my face hates me when I wear them.
My freshman year, we did do hybrid options, and we would meet up, half the class would meet up one day a week, and then the other half would meet up another week. And that pretty much helped limit the amount of contact that there was. So I guess they could go on doing that, but I don't know. I guess it's just up to the person and if they want to be around others or not.
One person, we interviewed one girl, she said that one of the things that she liked about hybrid was that she could get all her classwork done in the morning, and then she could go to work or something like that later on.
Yeah.
So she got a little bit more freedom with her schedule. That's why she liked the asynchronous stuff. But then again, I've seen a lot of guys, they like one of the guys we interviewed just now, he said that he liked in person as well too.
Yeah, I wouldn't want all my classes to be asynchronous, but I'd be fine with a few, and then that would just allow me to maybe not spend as much time on work there, going to classes, and I'd have more time to be able to do the work in those areas. But I don't know, ultimately I just prefer in person.
Well, I guess it does depend on what kind of person you are. I have seen many of my friends prefer online classes just for certain subjects, and then I've seen many of my friends also enjoy in person. It just really depends on what you enjoy, the format of how you learn.
I'd say if you haven't tried an asynchronous class before, maybe put one on your schedule for the fall semester to see how it works best with your schedule, because Tuesdays and Thursdays I can knock out my classes and then work the rest of the day, which is really nice, so I don't have to wait around for classes to be over with. So I'd say try it if you haven't.
Yeah, I would say that's a great alternative if you prefer in-person classes, but there's also the option of just completely changing schools, which is quite a trend right now, even for UC. I mean, they are really hammering in the transfer students. I mean, they're all about having transfer students now, and there's a big influx of that.
Go UC Bearcats!